Hey YouTube, I decided to do the final video on my experimental Mosin Nagant. This is a m44 carbine from 1946. I had a lot of trouble with the stock. It had literally been soaked in cosmoline. So basically what I found out is I had to soak it in acetone, let it dry, then heat it up, and then wipe off all that, the cosmoline, and do it over for about 3 or 4 days. Get the wood really nice and dry. I also had to, because I didn't have a heat gun at the time, I had to use the oven to then put it on about 150, just enough to get the wood warm to have it start leaching out. I didn't warp the stock, thank goodness. That was one of my biggest fears. And once it all dried, I basically put on the stain, and when it was still semi-warm to the touch, and it basically just soaked it all up, and this is what you have. There are still some places here and then in here that it didn't really take, but hey, it's a Mosin. You know, I've seen a lot of beautiful ones. I've seen them sporterized, and I love every one of them. I really do. I mean, I haven't met a bad Mosin yet. So kind of give you the rundown. I redid the stock. The stock is it has a little bit of vegetable oil in it. I had to put oil back in for a little bit and then stain it. So it's experimental. It's in my other video. So if you want to look at that, you can. Also, I bent the bolt. I did the trigger job that Iraq veteran 888 mentioned, to take a 20 gauge brush and a drill and basically run in here and do the I can't think right now, into the inside. That's just what I'm gonna call it for right now. It's late. And get all the cosmoline out, and then basically I took the bolt and I polished it up nice and neat, all the lugs. And it runs a lot better. I've fired, 20, 30 rounds in its surplus. I think Winchester, I was able to get a hold of a Winchester box and no problems at all. Also on the top wood piece here, the guard, I had noticed that it had been really, really thin, and it tends to kind of compress the barrel. So in the process, I free floated the barrel from here, all the way out. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's enough. And then also, since I had a lot of problems with this being compressed, I basically took on the inside, I shaved it down, I got it sort of thin. I was able to find a piece of wood that would match, whenever it was put in the inside, it matched, and so I was able to reform it. And then before it could warp again, I had taken JB weld and basically put a light coat on in the inside of it, let it dry, sand it down, nice and smooth, and put it back. So that way the JB weld will help give it strength and keep it from compressing. Now let me turn this over, and I'll show you the bolt. And it's not a major bend. It's really not. But the one thing that I truly did not like about my Mosin was the bolt. The bolt sticks straight out. It's hard. It kind of, when you put it in the case, you have to turn it. You have to lock it up. Now that it barely sticks out, it works a lot better, and it improved a whole lot on the transitioning of opening and closing and rechambering around. So that made that a lot easier. I didn't do anything different to the barrel. I didn't reblue it or anything like that. The barrel is in good shape. The bayonet's in good shape. Everything's in good shape. I mean, I had upgraded the trigger to a 2-stage. Basically, I just took a little bitty spring out of a potato chip clamp bag and put it in, It's really fairly simple. You can look on YouTube, do search, and basically it's like a 5-minute job, and it improved it a whole lot. You know, now I don't have so much slack, you know, that creep or anything like that. I mean, it's pretty well smooth, and also it helped the pull on it. You know, I like a heavy pull on a rifle. I like my rifles to be heavy. I like them to be a heavy trigger pull. To me, it just feels so much better. I do not like a light rifle. It makes it harder for me, given the fact that I'm about 6'8", to shoot properly. So all in all, the Mosins are just right up anybody's alley that is looking for a cheap build. Well, not a cheap build, but something to experiment with. Whenever I bought this, I believe it was in 06. I paid $80 for it. It was at a sale at Big 5, and I was a little reluctant to buy it, but I needed a rifle to go hunting with, and basically bought it, took it home, you know, went hunting, and been hunting ever since with it. It is an awesome, awesome gun, and a truly one for the record books on a masterpiece of art. It really is. It's a beautiful piece. Anyway, I'm going to do a couple more videos. I'm going to do one on the AB10. Basically, it's the Tech 9. I paid $250 for this at a pawn shop. I was basically trying to get rid of it. And then my Stevens, I redone my Stevens and Savage Model 79 12 gauge. And see you in the next 2 videos. Bye.